I'm going to say that they're going to be very big as I describe them to you, because one is about De Anza, the second is about Foothill, and the third is about being chancellor. And so in reflecting on De Anza, I was so privileged to have more jobs than probably anybody else in the history of the district, just at De Anza. Dean of Matriculation, Acting Dean of Special Ed, Dean of Academic Services, Provost of Arts, Letters, and Social Sciences, VP of Instruction, both acting and interim president, and I taught History 4C during the early 90s budget crisis. So when I think about this amazing set of experiences, all of the people that I got to meet during that time, and the very first Lavos magazine that came out, gosh, I can't even remember what year, but I was named as one of the 25 reasons students love De Anza. So I don't know how you can beat that memory with all of the other wonderful things that happen. Just to have that affirmation from our students, you can just imagine I was tickled beyond words, and that just meant a lot, especially for somebody who doesn't have a lot of very direct connection with students. I think it probably helped that I did teach. And a related fond moment from a student perspective was the quarter that I had 63 students who signed up for my history class in the California History Center, which is only supposed to hold 50. I thought, they're going to drop when they find out all the work they have to do. I retained 57 to the end of the quarter. And so when I think about those joys of teaching that I have not had a lot of because I've focused on administration, that absolutely just, again, the student connection at De Anza really stands out. Moving on to the Foothill presidency, the opportunities to highlight Foothill accomplishments at the state and national level, including invitations by the Obama White House to inform their STEM education initiatives, really just make me so excited in thinking back. And again, what that meant for the college's visibility and I think broader appreciation that may have otherwise been there. Of course, the approval of the Dental Hygiene Baccalaureate, one of the first 15, and that paved the way for all the other work that followed to open up those opportunities for other colleagues. And upon getting the Foothill presidency and leaving De Anza back in 2007, and you're going to remember this because one of the very few resolutions or awards that I had in my office forever was the joint resolution that had been signed by the student trustees and the student body presidents at Foothill and De Anza that commended me for my service to De Anza and wished me well as I moved on to Foothill. And of course, I got so excited because I hadn't really thought much about what role I might want to play in bringing the colleges together to do more collaboration, but it was just so exciting to see the students lead the way with that. And of course, it never could have been interpreted at that time of being so predictive of really how much we have gained thanks to the students when I think about their involvement over the past few years from the two colleges. And then, of course, moving on to the chancellor's position, you know, such expansion of external representation and voice for both Foothill and De Anza with policymakers and business and industry and donors and educational partners. The passage of Measure G as the largest education bond in Santa Clara history was pretty exciting, and I look back on that. I have to say, this is going to sound strange, but one of my fondest memories will be our navigation of the pandemic with the most resilient and creative colleagues you could ever hope to work with and for. And, you know, I'm just so excited that we managed that as well as we did, and think about how much we had to invent along the way and how many other institutions, both within California and outside, look to see how we did certain things. And so again, Foothill-De Anza was leading the way, and what a privilege for me to be a part of all of that. And then just going back to the baccalaureate degree program, of course, the expansion that now has led us to have the approval for respiratory care at Foothill and automotive technology management. I do have to say the last 6 weeks of the spring quarter, which was my all-time record for year-end celebrations, I attended 40 incredibly inspiring events, and I was so touched by the many recognitions of my service to Foothill-De Anza. And I have to tell you, the presentations by DASG and ASFC were really the most challenging to maintaining my composure, because let's face it, students are why we do the work we do. And to hear from them, and it just a sweet way. And the gifts, I have my stole for my lifetime membership in ASFC. De Anza gave me these wonderful turquoise bracelets and necklace and earrings. And so, just kind of the tangible mementos that I have. And they both gave me orchid plants, and they're both doing very well. So I'm pleased with all of that too, just to have all of this. So these are things I'm just going to take away with me forever. And there probably are just, that many more that I'll reflect on, but these have been particularly standing out for any number of reasons.